Good evening. Welcome back to the channel with my co-host Amanda. And finally,
Hey,
got him in the studio. Riccavelli, how you doing?
We're doing good, Raphael. How you doing, Amanda?
great. Great now that you're here. We're
Yeah,
excited.
very
Yeah.
well, thank you. Man, your story for me goes quite some time back. I've known your brother, Loke G, for some time. And when I first interviewed him, probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago, um, the campaign was all about you, like Free Riccavelli. Take us back, man. What happened?
Oh man, well, first of all, I'd like to say that we've been making music for a long time, man, a very long time. I personally started making music when I was 13 years old. My brother's been making music since I was like 8. But I'd like to say that, man, somewhere in the midst of making music and actually living the street life, man, there was like a fork in the road, and I eventually went down the wrong path, and they sentenced me to 17 years in prison for aggravated robbery and aggravated assault.
Fuck.
I originally had 6 different cases of aggravated robbery and 2 aggravated assaults. I ended up signing for 17, and they just gave me 1 aggravated robbery and 1 aggravated assault and ran them concurrent. So when I was in prison, my brother started getting a lot of buzz. He started really bubbling in the music industry, and he never forgot about me. You know what I mean? He never failed to express that I was missing in the environment that I was supposed to be in, which is really next to him in the music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you take us back though to I know they run concurrent, but the one you was actually that you actually took the charge on, what was that actually involving?
Okay, so that particular one was actually an incident that happened some days before the night I was arrested. You see, all the charges that I was originally in possession for were dismissed. The only one that I was actually convicted of was for one that happened maybe about a week or two prior.
Oh, so
And
you so you were busy then.
excuse me?
You were busy then.
Yes, definitely. Definitely were busy, man. Definitely. And so that particular one is actually a corner store robbery. And my co-defendant came out on the video and they identified him. They could not identify me. So when we finally went to court, well, he went to court for it. They didn't know who the masked man was in the video. And he testified against me, pointed me out. And it's
Wow.
all over Google. Yeah, if you just simply Google my name, you'll see the whole thing that he testified against me, and I was convicted based on his statement as to who the masked man in
Wow.
the video was.
Hmm. Yeah.
What's
Wow.
what sentence did he receive?
He got a 14-year sentence. Now, at the time, they wouldn't come off of 35, 45 years. We were facing 45 years for maybe like about a year and a half. I did a year and 7 months in county, and since I'm a confirmed gang member, they actually put me in 23-hour lockdown. So I would only was allowed to come out the cell for an hour, and that's with
In
shackles and handcuffs
county? Why
in
did they
county.
keep you so long in county? Aren't
Well,
they
because I was
supposed to you?
well, it's not really common, but since I was fighting my charges, then like
Oh,
the ongoing process, I had stayed. I
yeah.
didn't bail out. I stayed in county the whole time.
Wow.
I
Shit.
suppose that really puts you in good stead with your peers, though, doesn't it? Really, the fact that
Yeah.
you stayed in county, you kept your mouth shut. Where did you go from county?
From county, they sent us to the transfer facilities. I was in the Garza West for about a week, and then they put me in the Garza East for 2 years. The Garza East is more of it's very transfer like. So there's no cells, it's open bunks, and you're usually there for up to 2 years. I'm told that now things have changed and that you can be housed there for up to 5 years. But at the time, we're talking about 2017, 2018. So it was a 2 year window where you're only allowed there.
Did you have confidence in your legal team?
Um, I had a very good attorney, a very good attorney. Like I said, we're facing 35 to 45 years. He got a
Yeah.
14-year sentence after testifying against me. My other co-defendant, there was actually 3 total, right? My other co-defendant got 10 years deferred probation, so he didn't even get to go to prison.
Wow.
And my ex-girlfriend was my co-defendant, and she also testified against. Everybody testified against me. She got a 10-year sentence.
Wow.
So Yeah, so I was actually facing 25 years. At the very ending, the deal was that I was gonna put a cap on 25 years, which cap means is that they can't give you any more than 25. Now, usually they give you the whole 25 when you put the cap on something. But I had such a good lawyer, man, that they gave me 17 out of 25.
How do you feel when you caught for that?
At first, I was a little bummed out. I was a little depressed. All I could think about at the moment was what 17 years meant to me in my life, what I was going to miss out on. You know, one of the main things, the good thing about I'm sorry, about county is that a lot of the people there, especially when you're in the confirmed tank, everybody there has already been to prison. So they're kind of like telling me what to expect, the type of things to prepare your mind for. And one of the main things that I was always taught is that there's certain things that always happen to you when you go to prison. It's people die, people are born, people forget about you, and time goes by. So saying, they give you 17 years, all I can think about is how many people, how many of my loved ones are going to pass away while I'm gone? Are there going to be any new family members that I'm going to miss them being born? Who
Yeah.
will forget about me? And what exactly is going to happen in the change of time? So, at the time, I wasn't really too grateful at that very moment when they gave me 17 years until I got to Connolly Unit. Now, Connolly Unit is a max security prison that is famous for the Texas 7 escaping some years back. I want to say like maybe 20 years back. I could be wrong. But when I was there, you see, on the transfer unit, it was kind of weird because I was always the guy with the most time. Always. When I got to Connolly Unit, I was always the guy with the least amount of time. You know what I
Oh, wow.
mean?
That must have given you
So
some optimism a little bit, like.
yeah, so I was around people that been been there since before I was born. I was around guys that's been there since like 89,
Uh,
92, 93, and seeing how they were able to still smile, still crack jokes, still have a life from inside, and hearing the wisdom that they gave me, it really gave me a different perspective on things, and it really made me very grateful that I only got 17 years.
wow.
So when
That's
you
yeah.
before you went in, you were saying you was an active gang member. Was you still active when you was inside?
So I was an active gang member as far as the neighborhood goes, right?
Yep.
So I've been gang banging since I was 13 years old, and I actually founded my neighborhood gang. I was recruited in a different city outside of Houston, and when I went back to San Antonio at 13 years old, I actually founded a whole new chapter. So mind you, I was 22 when I was arrested, and I was 13 years old when I started gang banging. So I have a big gap of street time, right? And when I went to prison, you see, in Texas, we have an organization that's called Tango. Now, what Tango means is Together Against Negative Gang Organizations. So it's so to speak, you're leaving your neighborhood gang to be part of something bigger and with an actual cause, not necessarily just to cause destruction or to harm people, but actually to protect each other, to help each other grow, and to help elevate one another. But since it is prison, it is a very negative environment, so there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of dark psychology going on, and so it is technically still a gang, but it's a different animal all on its own. So when I actually went to prison, to Connolly unit, I was given the opportunity to back away from my street gang organization completely, sever ties with them, and be a part of something big, which is citywide. Every city in Texas has their own. So I was part of the Tango Orejon, which is San Antonio's Tango. And like I said, I was able to sever ties completely from the neighborhood gang. And the good thing about it is, once you're released from prison, you have the opportunity to be nothing. So at this current moment, this is actually the first time I have not been gang related since I was 13 years old, man.
Well,
Uh,
you're it's like freedom, like,
Yes,
I mean,
yeah,
definitely.
I bet that is some
yeah,
taste of freedom. Because at the
yeah.
end of the day, I mean, even while you're in prison, have you still been expected to represent?
No, that's the beautiful thing about it. Actually, all of the friends or gang members, whatever you want to call my friends, my people, they're actually so happy that I'm doing positivity, that I'm not gang banging anymore. They're so happy for me that I'm not involved in the stereotypes, the selling drugs, the tagging, the drive-bys. They're so happy and so proud of me that I'm actually choosing a better path to motivate people and to teach people. Because at the end of the day, you don't really know that it's a dead end until you get to the dead end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How long did you
Wow.
do exactly? Did you do more than the 11 or just short of?
I actually did 9 years and 8 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Were
Wow.
you making music while you were doing that, or are you able to do that while you were locked out?
Well, I was writing a whole bunch of music, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
poetry, business plans, you name it. You know, the whole creativity process never stops, not 1 second of the day. We did find plugins at Guitar Center that allowed my brother to record me over the phone. But
Wow.
but we found out was the quality of the penitentiary system's phone is very, very bad. So no matter how much we paid for somebody to mix and master, it never really came out very crisp. Sounded very distorted, very scratchy, and it has a slight delay. So it was very difficult for me to actually make the music I wrote. So I did like maybe like about two or three small things, like an intro, a chorus, ad libs, nothing too major while I was in prison. But now that I am free, I have over two albums. Maybe I want to
Yeah.
say two or three albums and like two mixtapes that are ready to go.
So
How
that's
far along
awesome.
are you how far along are you with that process?
Well, actually,
Are your masters done? Are you ready?
I actually have about four different projects right now in the oven, and what that means is that they're already recorded. I just need to get them to the producers. I need to pay them for the mix and the mastering, and then I need to come up with the budget for the actual publishing and the actual promotion and marketing process.
How big a help has your brother been in this process so far?
Oh man, he's been a tremendous help. I literally came out and so many people were ready to give me opportunities, ready to help me, ready to do work with me that I didn't even know personally. And coming from the environment that I came from, the background, the life I've lived, that's very weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to say not weird. Weird is not the right word. I would just like to call it uncomfortable because it is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
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 Has the Chicano community actually embraced you?
Actually, yes, very much so, man. You see, in Texas, the Chicano culture is slightly different than what you see in like New Mexico, Arizona, California, right? We're a little bit more southern, but for the most part, man, you can kind of see that the Chicano culture is taking two different paths, right, so to speak. One is very gritty, very very new southern, and the other is very traditional, very what we're used to seeing, the cliche Chicano, so to speak. And they both seem to love me. They both seem to embrace me. They're both eager to see what I'm going to do next. They're both eager to be part of the community, part of the group that I am establishing. I'm trying to give everybody and anybody a chance to collaborate with us. Anybody and everybody a chance to be part of any kind of opportunity or any movements possible. Because at the end of the day, the only way to keep people from going down that dead end is to keep telling people there's a dead end back there. Don't go down there.
It seems to me in the music game right now, especially in the States, that although we've had black rap music for all intents and purposes that's been at the forefront, it seems now that the Mexican Chicano movement is actually it's coming to the forefront, and the artists nowadays it's being more wide played, getting airplay in Europe.
Yeah.
You want to go grab hold of that, and who do you want to collaborate with you?
Yeah, man, I've been noticing that since I've been free, man. You see, whenever I was out, that was unheard of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But now, man, the list goes on. Like I said, I want to collaborate with anybody and everybody that is part of the unity movement, or that at least has the mindset that wants to be united. You know what I mean? I would actually say the only people that I don't want to work with are those people that want to compete with each other and want to just be hating on one each other and actually trying to find the chinks in somebody's armor to try to point out and destroy somebody. Because at the end of the day, man, like I have personally experienced that war is nothing that's beautiful, and actually war is something that should only be a necessity to gain peace. So war for the sake of war is a waste of time, and
No.
it is detrimental to the process, really. So if I have to name some few names off the top of my head, I'd probably give a shout out to King Little G, Aztec. I would say Greedy Rich from San Antonio, R&B Faux Mob. I love their music, man. I really love what they're doing lately. I love how they're giving the Texas Chicano a different look, a more upgraded, a more recent look that these other new age kids, these adolescents can relate to and feel like they are them or part of them. You know what I mean?
I like
Are you
that.
looking to be involved in the actual full process? Are you making your own beats as well as obviously the lyrics?
Well, not necessarily. I tried making beats whenever I was in high school, and it didn't really wasn't like a passion for me. Um, One thing that I've learned is that time is very precious. So with that being said, is I don't want to waste any more time than I already have. Right. One of the main things that I would always tell people in prison is that how am I still being punished for something that somebody in the past made? Right. I'm no longer that person. I think different. I like different things. Um, Literally, when I say think different, I mean the voice in my head is a different voice than what it was when I got incarcerated. So at that point, it's like I'm wasting time. It'd be different if I was still that person that deserves to be punished. But since I'm somebody else, I've already completely changed the way I think, the way I am. You know what I mean? It's a waste of
Yeah.
time now. It's no longer punishment. You know what I mean? So I would actually say, man, that I do not do anything else other than write music, record music, perform music, collaborate, give ideas, inspire. Building the brand. My personal brand at the moment is fitness, healthy living, spirituality, transformation in the most positive way possible, in a mix of urban Chicanoism.
That's super inspiring. That's a great attitude to have. I think you're going to go really far that way. I see you're inspiring other people already. People are reaching out to you, and I think that's great. That's really great to hear, honestly.
Thank you, thank you.
Your next move then, if well, not next move, eventually it's got to be a movie, right? Some kind.
Actually, I'm auditioning this Saturday for a movie called Hoodfellas. And I've already got a lot of. They needed more Mexican Americans. They needed more Chicanos. They needed more Chicanas. And the community that actually went to go audition this past weekend, there weren't too many. So I actually went through my contact list, and I actually got a whole bunch of people, which is really makes me
Ah,
happy because it gives them an opportunity to stay out of the streets, to do something positive with their life.
It
yeah,
also makes that transition as well a little bit easier where you guys know each other and you're just being yourselves around each other, aren't you? It's no longer acting,
Yeah,
it's just who you are.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good vibe to have, my friend.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Right. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. You take care.
yeah. That's great.
You too. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for having me, Rafael. Thank you so much for having me, Amanda. It was a pleasure.
Thank
The
you. Bye bye.
pleasure.
Take care.